Hi everybody. So as requested, and I did say we're going to come back and do it, on the Beatrix Potter stand I did some miniature flowers in plant pots. Let me just quickly show you what I mean. Those are what I'm on about. Now I did say I would come back and show you how to make them, so this is what this video is going to be all about today. So as you can see, I've got my clay. I'll tell you what clay I'm using, what gauge my wire is and everything like that as we go along. I've got two balls of different pinks because I'm doing my flowers in pinks today. I've got different moulds. Some are cake moulds, some are silicone, some are a push mould, like that one's a push mould. Some are just a stamp, so you just literally stamp it out. These silicone soft moulds you can push out and they're quite easy to use. And then you get like the big complicated ones. But they all come out the same, just different patterns. So today I'm going to be making some flowers. I'm going to show you how I make mine. Now there are different versions of how everybody makes their flowers, but I haven't seen a video on how to make miniature flowers the way I make mine. So I'm going to let you into my secret. So with that in mind, I'm using Fimo Clay. I like using Fimo Clay because of the texture. You can, if you're not happy with it, you can cut it. I just like using it because it's nice and soft and it's easy to work with, I find. So I'm using, it's called Fimo Soft, but the Sculpey clay works the same way. That Sculpey clay is a little bit harder to get soft, to knead the clay, but it works the same way. So I'm using Fimo Soft. This colour is Himbery raspberry colour, and it's like a real dark pink. The other colour I've got next to me is this baby pink again. This is called Fimo Effect. It's all done the same way. It's just called different names. This one's Fimo Effect, and this is actually light pink. That's what it's called, light pink rose. So I've got them two colours in front of me. I've also got, I need to get some more of Fimo Soft again. That's a white. Now, when you usually buy white on wherever you're buying it from, there's 3 different types of white you can get. You can get white, translucent, which is what I've got here, and you can get night glow, which, if I look for the side of me, night glow. Yeah, this is night glow. So this is Fimo Effect. Again, they all work the same way, and that's the difference. So if I was to hold them like that, you can sort of see that's not a white. What happens is that's a white when you work with it, and in the dark, say you want to do Halloween stuff, it's got something in the clay that makes it glow in the dark. It's really, really good for if you want to do anything Halloween. It's really, really good clay to use. Now, your 2 different whites you've got. So I take them out of the packet, literally. That one and that one. Now this one is the white and that one's the translucent. Now if you look at them, the translucent is just lighter than the white. The translucent clay, I like working with translucent clay because if I want to, the translucent clay, the way I work with it, if I want to mix, say I wanted that pink to go light, but I didn't have light pink, I could mix my white in there and it would make light pink. But if I was to mix my translucent clay in there, it would still stay that colour, but just that little bit lighter. It doesn't, the translucent sort of gives it that extra shine as well when it's cooked, I think. So if you want something to mix your colours with, go with white. If you want to just give it a little bit of a shine and you don't want quite that mixture, use translucent. It's the best thing to use. You can also get mother of pearl clay as well, which I have got in my box, but this is my box of clay. If I just take that block out, this is my box. This is how I keep my clay. Yes, I know it's everywhere. But if I'm making up a mixture, like this is a mixture to make a foundation colour mixed one, is to make miniature food. And when you make miniature food, you do a little bit at a time. But that's my clay box. Okay, going back to the flowers. So you've got your clay. I've got a bit of translucent here. I might soften that up. Now, your clay will automatically soften with the room temperature. So with Fimo, you don't have to be there ages trying to knead the clay to soften it, because it'll soften anyway because of the room temperature. So what I'm just going to do is I won't need a lot of this translucent, literally only a little bit, if at all I need it. I'm just going to knead it. Now, kneading is when you're making the clay a little bit softer to work with. Now, everybody has their own tips and tricks to kneading clay. Mine is usually having it in my fingers and just pressing down with my fingers for it to then become soft. Now, as you can see, I don't know whether it'll pick it up, the camera, that has got that touch of pink in it because I was handling the pink, but it doesn't matter because it's not overly that much. Okay, so that's my translucent. Yep, my translucent is soft enough. That's my dark pink. That's my light pink. And then by the side of me, we've got, I'm using, this is called apple green. That's that type of green there is. Again, it's Fimo Soft. And I've taken a piece and I've kneaded that. So we've got the green for the leaves, translucent if I need it, green for the, light green for the leaves, sorry. And then, let me just find the, oh, here it is. Okay, so the dark green I'm going to use to give my leaves a bit of, I want to have light green and dark green leaves. So this one is called, oh, it's actually called glitter green. And it has got glitter in there, but I'm not bothered by that because I'm only taking a little bit. Now, I might not want it this dark. And the way to not want it this dark is just by adding a touch of white. So I've kneaded that the best I can. You might need needing a bit more, but this one's called glitter green, and again it was Fimo Fact. So those are all my clays. Five different clays. We're going to make 2 different colour roses plus leaves. Right, what are they going to sit on? Well, I've got a piece of wire here. I bought these wire in a pack. Now, I bought mine, it says paper covered wires. So basically what they are is this. If I'm not using this wire, I'm using this one. This wire is copper green. It's green already. And then I've got some waxed tape. Now the way they do it is, the way I would do it if I was doing it this way, I'm not going to. It's the same way as they've done it here, but I'm just going to show you how they've done it in case you've got the wax tape and the wire and you haven't got the wire that's already done it. So to get the wax tape has got like a sticky side, I would say, and then you can see the colour on the other side. The sticky side's got to go face down on that wire first, like that. You twist the top and you'll probably find, let me just twist the top and get my fingers out the way so you can see. There's the wire there. There's the tape. I'm just going to twist the top again because it ain't done. And you literally twist round it again. Bring your tape up and you wrap in diagonally. Not just over, you just wrap in diagonally. So if you have a look, the end of my tape starts there, and the beginning of my tape starts at the top. So wrap it diagonally and then use your fingers and twist the wire. Holding the tape with one hand between my two fingers, I'm twisting the wire with my other hand. Bringing the tape down when I need to. And then that should leave me, well, it does leave me with your wire that you need. See? Exactly the same. So all they've done is exactly the same. So if you wanted to do it that method, that's how you do it. If you wanted to be a bit lazy and not do it that way, that's fine. You can buy wire that's already got the wax tape round. Now this wire is, I shall tell you how long it is now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 13, 14 inches long. And I've cut it then down to about roughly just over 2.5 inches. An inch will do. Since I've twisted that way, I'm not going to put it to waste. I'm going to cut the ends off and we're going to use it. Now the clay that I'm using you can put in the oven. It's for the oven. You can put it in the oven and you can put the wax tape and the wire in the oven too. It won't burn it because it's not in for that long. And B, because it's only small, it won't burn. So I've cut mine a little bit too short there, which only means that I'll just do one flower. The longer you cut them, like for example this one's cut a little bit longer, I can do one flower each end and then cut it in half. So I've got 2 flowers. So that's what we're going to do work on. So I've got here, so if it's 2 flowers for a long piece, 2, 4, 6, that's a bit of short piece. We could see if we could do 2 flowers on that. We've got a couple to keep us going. So take one of your wires. No, I'm just taking the one that's already done. Right, and we're going to go with light pink. Now, your clay should be kneaded already. And this is a lovely little trick that I do, and not, unlike saying, I haven't seen many people do it. I always keep a bottle of Johnson's baby powder. It's baby powder that you can buy for babies, and it's literally soft powder. I keep a brush in there that's always in there. Now work that around your area. Now you've got it on your hands. If you've got it on your hands, the better. I always have a rolling pin when I'm doing my clay, so roll your rolling pin on your worktop that you've put the powder in. Now you don't need a lot, because the minute you have a lot is the minute the clay goes too soft and you're unable to work with it. So just be careful how much. Here are my blades. So I'm just laying them flat and then picking them up. Laying them flat, then picking them up. That's my one blade done. That blade that I've just showed you doesn't bend, but this one does. It's a flexible blade. I bought my, I say kit, you can buy them, I have seen them since, where you get the box, you get 2 lots of clay, you get your cutters, as this, and you get your rolling pin and your starter tools. You can buy it in a kit. Like I said, I have seen it on eBay. So take a little bit of your clay, because all you'll need is a little bit. Now by a little bit I mean a little bit. That's all I've got. Take your wire, put some on the end of your wire, press it in. Don't be frightened to press it in. Now, pull the excess clay up. That didn't stick, so that didn't work. So we'll try again. Okay. Pull your excess clay up, pinching it along the way. Now, for the sake of me demonstrating to you, I'm using a blade, but you can use your finger. Cut a complete circle, twist your wire, and you'll have excuse me, my voice is going. I twisted the wire and held the knife, and that gave me my complete circle. So bring your clay up to the end. Now you want to sort of make like a little point like that. See how that's made? I don't know whether you can see that. I'm hoping you can. See? And that is the light pink that I've used there. Okay. And again on this side, because we work in 2 ends, press your clay in. And you'll know how much clay you need. This is just for the inside of the flower, you see. You'll know how much clay you need. When you just carry on doing it. Hold your wire, twist your wire, your 2 fingers, and keep your blade straight. And it should come off like a butter through a knife. Knife through a butter, sorry. A butter through a knife. So I've got 2 ends there. I need to make sure you can see this. See? You can see. Right. So now I've got that, and you do it to every single wire that you've cut. If you've got short pieces and you've cut the max, and just do 1 flower on top. Whereas that one's quite long, I can snip mine in half. If you've got a short piece, then just do the 1 flower on top, because the time it's cut in half, you won't have enough room to, you won't have enough of a flower to put in anything that you're putting them in. I'm rolling my clay out, and I'm going to want it nice and thin. You can use a pasta machine, and although I do have one, I do like using my rolling pin. It reminds me of when I was cooking cakes with my nan when I was younger. I'm using my rolling pin. Right. Now because we put talc on the surface, it'll come up easy enough. That's nice and thin. It's about a millimetre. Literally that thin. Now I'm gonna see if I can find, I need a circle cutter to begin with, but it's not that circle we need. Oh, we need this one. Now you can use any type of circles. I prefer to use mine that big. Now that big is about 1 centimetre. It's about 1 centimetre in diameter. Okay, so make your circles. And if it doesn't come through, I have my own gadget to pop them through. Oh, no, it's too big. Where's my gadget gone? Oh, here it is. There's my gadget. It's got no end to it. It fits through there. It's like a glove. I like to put 2 on for the petals because that's what we're doing. I'm going to move this out the way for you to see what I'm doing. Now, you don't need the rolling pin for this, but just flatten your mould down with your finger to give him this shape that you need. Right. It does take a bit of practice to do this, so don't worry if you can't attempt, if it doesn't work out on your first go. Push one side in with your finger. It does take practice. And then pull the other side right round. No, it's gone. It does come off. It does take a little bit of practice. I went quiet then. Try the other. There we are. That's what I want it to be like. And if you messed up like I did when I was doing the first flower, it doesn't matter. Try and push those sides right down your wire. You'll notice because it's thin, it'll come off anyway, it'll slide off. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my clay now and I'm going to cut myself another piece. Push it through, flatten it with your finger and bring it up. But this time, where the opening of your flower is, where you joined it, push your petal up, so this bit is your petal, and bring the sides around the other side. But don't bring them right round to give you that double-ended flower. And I hope you can see what I've done. I hope you can see what I've done. See? It's just giving me that double layer. So now what I want to do, I've got a real small ball jointed tool. I'm going to push my petals out just slightly to give them that shape. So hold it with your middle finger and just push those petals out till they're almost touching your skin, but they're not quite. And you can just see from me doing that, it's giving that shape. Now if you find this is too big in the middle, use your ball jointed tool, because that's what they're there for. And just make a little dent in the middle, in the centre. And that is how you do the rose. Let me talk you through that again, because it didn't work out on the side. Put a little bit of clay on the end. Just push with your fingers, and as you're pushing, pull it away. Okay? Keep pushing. This time you're not pulling it away. Use your blade. Turn the wire. It comes away easy enough. Now push down with your fingers till you've got your little ball on top. Bring your clay over that you rolled out flat and make 2. Now I'm going to make 3, and just in case 2 that it falls apart again, because that way then I'm able to do it. Oh, 3. 3, 3, 3, 3. Right. So there's my 3 that I've just put that I've just rolled out. Flatten it with your finger. Roll your finger round so you get that nice shape. If it's not coming up, don't put more talc down, because all you'll do if you put more talc down, you'll make the clay too soft to work with. Use your blade. Bring it up like I've just done. Put one end in first, remember, and then follow with the other end wrapped around. Now that's worked perfect, but I can feel that it is a little bit loose on that wire. And if it is, just push it down and secure it. That's the beauty of it being on the wire, is that you can feel it when it's loose. So my clay now has gone down a little bit more than I'd intended. I'm not going to cut it there. I'm not going to cut it there because I'm going to put some leaves on. You won't notice that. So I've got a 2 end this end. And a 1 end this end. There you see. There's my 2 and there's my 1. So for my 1, I need to shape him a little bit. So hold it between your middle finger and your thumb finger. I'm using this ball jointed tool, and literally just play with the petal very gently, because it is clay and you rolled it very thin, and you have to cook this clay in the oven. It's not going to become hard until it's cooked. So there's my 2 flowers. Now I need to make some leaves. I've got some light green here, so I'm going to push them out the way. It doesn't matter if you've got a bit of pink on the floor, because on your mat, because you'll come back to that anyway. So I'm going to do 2 or 3 of these. Leaves. Right, these leaves I don't want thin, because if you imagine leaves, I don't want them thin. Now I've got that type of a tear shape. I have a very, very small tear shape. Now that is tiny. I also have like an effective feel if I wanted the leaf to have texture. So just play about. Now I like using these tiny ones. They're perfect for miniatures. But we'll use the push one, watch what happens. No, that was me. Okay, let me see again. Okay, so that's it there. That tiny green thing there is the leaf. Push it down with your finger, and it's tiny, it's really small. Because I want that to form some shape, I'm not going to fold it that way, I'm just going to roll it sideways. And then, because I've got this texture and it's got all the veins in, and then I'm going to push my leaf there. And bring it up with my flimsy knife. And then I'm going to push it in there. Doesn't matter if it's lost its shape a little bit, we can always come back to that in a sec. Okay, this is the tricky part. So yeah, I always put my leaves where they can be seen. So not where that bud is, just down from it. So if you imagine the bud is on top of the wire, just go down and pull the cap leaf around the wire. You can use your fingers to give it a bit of shape. Because if you imagine, leaves they do cover plant. So that's what I've done. I've just used my finger for that. So I'm going to use a different one now to make the other leaf underneath. I like using these. Not many people like using these because they are that small, but I do. And then to get it out, I push the top and it sort of pops out. Push the top, that way you're not unshaping the shape. And I'm gonna just push that there. And if you find that it's a bit bulky, the leaves are not making the shape that you want it to, because it's clay, and again, because it's clay, you can play about with it, see what shape it gives you. I'm just going to use my ball pointed tool here, and I'm going to bring that leaf out a little bit, and I'm going to bring that one out a little bit, so it creates the leaf texture. Now I'm not going to do it to every single rose I make, or not. The only reason for it is when the leaves are put in a plant pot, if you put it on every single one, it doesn't look natural. I'll show you in a second now. So to cook them, I've got a stainless steel, it's not steel, what is it? Yeah, steel tray here. The little ridges on the top, I'll show you them. I've got like little wires that go straight across. Now I could use them, they're kept in here. Use my little wires. If I just pop one out and show you. See, they would go across like that. But I don't like using them, only because when they stick to the wire, it's hard to get them off. So this is what I do. I'd make a little tray inside of a tray out of foil, and I'd lay my flour just as I've done it now and cook them like that. They are then cooked for 10 to 15 minutes in the oven. It does say on your packaging to cook them for 30, but because it's miniature and we're dealing with tiny flowers, if you cook them for any longer period than 15, then you're gonna get a burnt flower. It's inevitable. It's just gonna happen. So if you do it and cook them in that tray for about 15 minutes, check on them. You can feel the clay on the wire, whether it's ready or not. Now, I'm not going to be a blue pizza moment, but I just want to show you something. I made some red ones the other day. And I've done there, I've made them on double ended. This is what it looks like when they are cooked. I've got one without leaves and one with 2 leaves. I've got a short one that I couldn't make 2 ends with, otherwise it'd be too short for flour. Now the way to do this is you snip it directly in half. So now I've got 3 flowers. See? Right, where is my... Now I'm using this Dovercraft, what's it called? Acetate. I like using this on top of my flowers because it gives that shine. And I like having a shine on my flower. So, take some out. I'll just put some a little bit on my hand. I always use my little pinky hand. And use it to shape your flowers. Now you could use a brush. And to go inside you probably need a brush. Which I'm probably going to need this brush. If you want a little bit more, which I do on that particular flower, then put a little bit more on. Right. Now, this is the difference. Can you see this one on my left? Yeah, this one. I was just thinking on your left. This one on my left has got the acetate on, and this one on my right hasn't. But can you see how it gives it a shine almost? I don't know whether the camera would pick that up, but it does. And I'll tell you how I know it gives me a shine, because I made one of these. Now, as you can see, I always jam-pack full my flower beds. Always. But each flower, these are the pink roses that I made. Each flower that I've made, I've put some of that acid stuff on, and it just gives it a shine. Now it's absolutely jam-packed full of flowers, and it gives it that special touch, because if you like anything like me, something handmade or homemade is always better. So that is how I did those flowers on the Beatrix Potter stand. I hope, let me know if you've given it a go. But that's how I make mine. They're not difficult to make. They are fiddly, but they're not difficult, I promise you. I hope this video has helped, and I shall catch up with you all very soon. Thank you for watching it and your continued support as always. Any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll pick them up and answer them. But let me know what you thought of this video. Okay, take care now. Speak to you all soon. Bye for now.